Hello, welcome to HITC Sport. Right, Cristiano Ronaldo has scored 630 club goals in 844 games. In the last decade, he averages 50 goals a season. That is just mental. Considering he usually faces the same goalie at least twice a season, how many number ones do you actually think survived the season without conceding a goal against him? Not very many. I'm going to go through his career from the 03-04 season and find the worst goalie he wasn't able to score against each season. And lads, this is tough because he scored against nearly all of them. 03-04 Lee Harper. Alright, starting off this list, good old Lee Harper. Make no mistake about it, this fella is probably working down the local car wash. Famous for playing just one Premier League game for Arsenal in the 90s and then seeing his career fall off the face of the earth. Stuffed in the forgotten waste bin and reserved for the likes of Yaya Sanogo, Matt Cardle and Rizzle Kicks. But despite a career keeping goal in the lower leagues, despite spending the peak years of his career at Northampton Town, he could go to his grave with a 100% unblemished record against one of the greatest footballers to ever live. Although, to be fair, this was January 2004, back when the teenage Ronaldo had all the end product of a broken dishwasher. Sure, he wasn't able to get on the score sheet in a 3-0 FA Cup win at Northampton Town, but probably because he was spending half the game doing step-overs in front of the corner flag. Sure, Harper and Northampton lost the game, but he saved a penalty from a future World Cup Golden Ball winner, kept out a future 5-time Ballon d'Or winner. He probably has this game saved on video to watch every night before bed. Even when his kids watch it, they probably don't even believe that's him. 04-05 Russell Hoult. Okay, again, the 04-05 season, Ronaldo was still a teenager, still a baby who was just allergic to stiffy out goals. Christ above, that year he was outscored by his Zoltan Gira, Leon McKenzie and Liverpool's left back. But still, credit must still go to Russell Hoult, an aging journeyman goalie who belongs nowhere near the top flight, but kept goal for West Brom against Man United twice that season, the first being a 3-0 defeat of the Hawthorns, and then an important 1-1 draw at Old Trafford. Ronaldo played both games and he couldn't score a single goal. I'm guessing when Hoult wound down his career at the likes of Notts County, Darlington and Hereford, he probably still reminded everyone about this on a goddamn daily basis. 05-06 Saul DEENEY. This was arguably the pinnacle of Saul DEENEY's career. Never mind the Spanish sounding name, this guy was one of Derry's finest, and by finest I mean nobody had ever heard of him. This guy's CV consists of Ilkeston Town, Hucknall Town and Bashford United, getting just 2 caps for the Republic of Ireland under 21s. He's failed trials at Sheffield United, being stuffed on Derby's miserable bench. It's probably been a tough living, but January 2006 on the books of conference side Burton Albion, they ground out an FA Cup goalless draw at home to Man United. Sure, it was a weakened team, but both Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney were both chucked on for the last half an hour, and still DEENEY grabbed himself a clean sheet. Fair play. 06-07 DARRYL FLAHAVAN. Who remembers when Southend dumped Man United out of the Carling Cup at Roots Hall when Freddie Eastwood's 30-yard free kick put them into the quarter-finals? It was a famous night for Southend, but most Man United fans probably tried to whitewash this from their brain. It was a weird night. Priced above, this was a game where Cristiano Ronaldo played the same team as Ryan Shawcross, so you know something was up. DARRYL FLAHAVAN, a guy who spent 8 years as Southend's number 1, he kept goal that night, stopping Ronaldo in his tracks. Don't get it wrong, this was a guy with a CV that we laughed out of the Premier League, but hey, he kept a clean sheet against one of the greatest footballers to ever kick a ball. 07-08 GIANLUCA CURCI. Okay, this was the season Cristiano Ronaldo exploded into life, bagging in 42 goals across all competitions. Genuinely lads, this fella nearly scored against every single goalie he faced that year. Okay, yes, I know Man United played Roma 4 times in the Champions League that season, but still, the one game Cristiano did score in, Donny was in goal. You know, the future stain on Liverpool's bench. For the first match, a group stage 1-0 away win in Rome, 22-year-old Gianluca CURCI was stuck in goal, and no, he didn't concede. This guy was never capped by Italy and wound up seeking employment out in Sweden. Not a great goalie, but hey, he survives an encounter with Ronaldo with his dignity. So for that, fair play. 08-09 Ross Turnbull. Alright. Cristiano Ronaldo was only unleashed against the Middlesbrough team hurting to relegation just the once during the 08-09 season. He played the home game in December 2008. Now you would think this hilariously unfit Borough team would have been slapped around by the European champions. Surprisingly, it only ended 1-0, with Dimitar Berbatov grabbing the winner. I don't understand. Middlesbrough had a defence consisting of Chris Riggett and Matthew Bates. They had a virtual candlestick and Ross Turnbull stuck in nets. How did Ronaldo not score at least once? But then again, maybe I'm being disrespectful. He was the future Champions League winning goalkeeper after all. 09-10 SERGIO ARAGONESES. Cristiano Ronaldo has played over 1,000 games of football. The fact he's seemingly never injured, I'm not sure how he does it. When I play Sunday League football, I spend the rest of the day being unable to walk up the bastard stairs. Well, during Ronaldo's first year at Real Madrid, he did spend over a month out injured with an ankle injury, which is the reason he played less than 30 league games. Still scored 33 goals in all competitions though. Christ, what a genetic freak. He couldn't find his way past relegation fodder Tenerife though. To be fair, Madrid won both games 3-0 and 5-1, with journeyman number 1 Sergio Aragoneses being used as Madrid's very own dish towel. But the fact Ronaldo wasn't one of the goal scorers, yeah, it's a bit of a surprise. 10-11 Gustavo MUNUA. Listen, Ronaldo scored over 50 goals this season. Who didn't he score against? Well, Gustavo MUNUA for one, an aging goalie croaking his way towards retirement. He was stuffed in nets for Levante and kept a clean sheet in a 0-0 home draw with Real Madrid. and then featured as they lost 2-0 to the Bernabeu, but crucially did not let a Ronaldo goal sneak past him. Yes, this Uruguayan shot stopper might have been past his peak and unable to bend down on the shower without breaking a hip, but he didn't concede to a Ballon d'Or winner. So for that alone, fair play. Put that one on the fridge. 11-12, Ivan KELAVA. Alright, Ronaldo scored 60 goals this year. Very few goalkeepers were let off the hook. Let's go for Dinamo Zagreb. Yes, Real Madrid absolutely battered them at the Bernabeu, sticking 6 past Ivan KELAVA, but Ronaldo didn't play in that game. He did play in that 1-0 opening day Champions League win in Croatia though. It was a quiet, frustrating night for him, failing to score against a 23-year-old Ivan KELAVA, a young Croatian goalie who went on to have a career of bench warming across Europe. Seriously, this guy was not a good goalie. For Christ's sake, he's currently 32 and without a club. Just call him the Croatian Joe Hart. Come on Ronaldo, what happened? 12-13, Adrian. Finally a name you might actually recognise. Listen, I know Adrian's a decent second choice goalie for Liverpool, but he's not that reliable. Christ, look at his performance against Atletico Madrid this season. He played like he spent the morning down his shots in a bastard nightclub. Ronaldo scored against nearly every goalie he faced that season, but not Adrian, who kept goal for Real Betis as they beat Madrid 1-0 at home before a 3-1 defeat at the Bernabeu. No Ronaldo goals in either game. 13-14, JIMENEZ MERLO. I know what you're thinking, who the hell is this? JIMENEZ MERLO, a bang average lower league Spanish goalie, was given the gig as Real Valladolid's #1 during the 13-14 season. He was mostly useless, but did keep goal in a 1-1 draw at home to Real Madrid. Okay, Ronaldo's only on the pitch for 9 minutes and was out injured for the rematch, but still, it counts, alright? 9 minutes against one of the greatest footballers on planet Earth, and it was probably the pinnacle of his life. 14-15, Sebastian TORRICO. Okay, bit weird to include a goalie who kept nets in the final of the FIFA Club World Cup, isn't it? Shouldn't he be seen as one of the best shot stoppers on the planet? Wasn't that the point of the competition? Lads, let's be real. San Lorenzo were playing Madrid in that final, and they're currently employing nearly 40-year-old Fabrizio Colacinis. Are they hell one of the greatest teams on the planet? But Argentine goalkeeping nobody, Sebastian TORRICO, a man with 0 caps for his country, kept goal as he lost 2-0 to Madrid in the Club World Cup final back in December 2014. Sure, they lost, but he only conceded against Sergio Ramos and Gareth Bale, not the big man. 15-16, Joe Hart. Okay, let's be honest, Joe Hart in 2016 was not a good goalkeeper. This was the year's confidence, and England hopes were flushed down a toilet, being embarrassed by a bunch of Icelandic milkmen. It was the year he was bombed out of Man City for being unable to use his feet, basically when his career went into absolute freefall. And yet still, just weeks before his career was stuffed down the drain, he was conceding just 1 goal over 2 legs in a Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid. Having sat out the first leg, no, Ronaldo barely even threatened in the rematch of the Bernabeu. Probably wasn't fully fit, to be honest, because as the summer proved, Hart now had all the reflexes of a dead hamster. 16-17, ASIER RIESGO. Christ lads, it really is hard to find goalkeepers who manage to escape with their lives against Ronaldo. That man just eats keepers for breakfast. ASIER RIESGO, he wasn't a bad keeper. Christ, he was Real Sociedad's #1 for 8 years, but I still have to pick him here. He was Eibar's #1 at the time when they picked up a 1-1 draw from Madrid at home in September 2016, and Ronaldo was injured for the rematch, so yeah, go on RIESGO. 17-18, RAUL LIZOAIN. Listen, RAUL LIZOAIN is a 29-year-old goalie stuck in the lower leagues with CD Mirandes. Clearly he's not all that good, and will never even sneeze in the direction of a senior Spanish cap, but fair play to him, because he played for Las Palmas in the 3-0 defeat at the Bernabeu in November 2017, and no, did not concede to Ronaldo, and the Portuguese was again injured for the rematch. So well done LIZOAIN, put your unblemished 100% record against Ronaldo on your tombstone. Maybe just don't put anything else about your career though, nobody really wants to see that. 18-19, Marco Wolfley. And now we're into Ronaldo's first season at Juventus. To be fair, he only scored 28 goals in all competitions. For him, it was a below par season, so quite a few more goalies escaped unharmed than he would have liked. He only played against young boys once, having been suspended for the first game, and even more shockingly, actually lost 2-1 to them out in Switzerland. A 36-year-old Swiss one-club man, Marco Wolfley, having not been capped since 2013, yeah, he kept goal. This guy has won a Swiss Super League title and yet still probably holds up this achievement as the greatest of his career. 1920, Guilherme Marinato. And now we're back to this season where Ronaldo has again chosen to ram the sharp words of his doubters back down their throats. He has 25 goals in 26 league games, nearly 30 in all competitions, went on a 13-game goal-scoring run as if it was nothing. Christ, this is the biggest personal achievement of Jamie Vardy's career, and Ronaldo's just doing this in his mid-30s. Christ lads, Ronaldo's the first man to score 25 Serie A goals in a season for Juventus, and he's nearly 36. The man is just not human. Anyway, Guilherme Marinato has been Lokomotiv Moscow #1 since 2007. He's a decent Russian goalie, but obviously not elite tier. Christ above, Ronaldo is able to stick hat-tricks past David De Gea at the World Cup. He should probably be able to handle the reflexes of Guilherme. But no, in both 2-1 wins against Moscow in the Champions League, Ronaldo didn't even register 1 goal. He'll probably be disappointed. Anyway, that's the end of it, lads. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.